The next thing we talked about was sim versus arcade, and in particular things like R-Factor and iRacing Max. And we've talked about this in previous videos that the sim side of things is very, very important to Codemasters, and they want to get the sim part right, but they also want to be able to get a noob to pick up the game and just play it as make it as easy as possible.
Totally agree.
So the sim aspects are obviously very important, but one thing that I was saying to you just this afternoon, mate, sort of off camera, was that R-Factor do mechanical grip and mechanical changes and aero changes very, very well, but it's things like simming the weather or the tracks that they don't do so well. So Codemasters are talking about a whole different level of sim. Of course you'll be able to adjust the wings and the tyre pressures and the brake balance and those sorts of things.
And the roll bar and all that sort
absolutely.
of thing.
But if you're driving on an R-Factor circuit, the circuit is the circuit, whereas with Codemasters, as your fuel load goes down, the circuit will change. As the weather affects the circuit, it will change. So we're talking about a different type of sim here, mate.
Yeah, I think the important thing that we all need to take into consideration, as Pep's briefly mentioned as well, Codemasters need to build a game for the arcade fan as well. Someone who just wants to, stick their disc in their PS3 or their Xbox 360 or their PC and just pump some laps with minimal changes to their car just to have the thrill of driving around a Formula 1 circuit. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that. My girlfriend can't play Formula 1 games at the moment, but she needs to get in an arcade mode game where she can smash into walls and all that sort of thing, and the car will turn around for you. I get it.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us who want wings flying off everywhere, tyres delaminated and all that sort of thing, blown up engines, etc., we want to deal with the car's dynamics, the roll bars, the ride height, the bump damping, all that sort of thing. These guys are naturally focusing a lot on that as well, which is obviously important to both segments of the market. You just want to jump into the car, great. You just want to do your sim thing and set the car up, great. They're doing both. Which is fine, and I find with like R-Factor, for example, a lot of that's more set up for the sim racer, which is great. Okay, it's great. These guys are catering to both markets, and I think that's very important, and I think they're going to do a wonderful job on for both markets, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're talking about sim racing, as I said earlier, you're talking about setting up the car, but the circuit's going to be something completely different. And in modern Formula 1 now, a car arrives at the circuit in a certain setup because they've got the data, they know they've done their wind tunnels and they've done all their testing. So the car's going to show up at the circuit being almost right. It's going to be drivable, it's going to be good. It's up to the driver then to make some changes to the car which will make it go faster. So are those changes going to give you 10 seconds a lap? No. Are they going to give you 5?
I hope not.
Exactly. But any sort of sim things that you do, whether you change the roll bars or the aero or the tyre pressures or whatever, are probably going to give you half a second, maybe a second per lap. So for someone like us, Max and I are sim racers, we will make those changes to get an extra second or something, but it's not going to give us 10 seconds a lap.
We're shit sim racers, but we're sim racers nonetheless.
Absolutely. So you make those changes and your car will be a little bit more drivable, but it's not going to be a major change to the way the car handles on the circuit. So, you'll be able to get in the car and make those changes and then get out there and hopefully do some consistent laps.
You betcha.
So guys, we are hoping to do more videos on Codemasters as the season progresses and as these developer diaries come out, and we're hoping to get some things from Codemasters in the future in terms of information, and whatever we can talk about, we will.
Absolutely.
And we're going to do a video straight away after this and go through some of the things that Codemasters have released in terms of their game. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you soon.
See ya.
Bye.